There you go. I'm starting right now. Okay. So continue the last that we discussed, which is the middle of right now. This is again part 2, chapter 3, paragraph Ches, number 8. The last point that he brought up is the idea of misas tzadikim, that the death and the suffering of the righteous has the ability to atone for sin of the nation. All the entire Jewish people are connected one to another, and therefore it's possible for some people to make the cut, as it were, to make it in law, riding on the Rebbe's coattails. That was, I think, Dr. Horowitz's mashal. That they, on their own merits, they don't necessarily make it, but because they are connected to a tzaddik, they get brought along. And that idea, the Ramchal expanded on a little bit, that people will sometimes suffer in order to relieve a certain burden of punishment that the nation, his generation is deserving. To continue that idea, from this very type, you find another manifestation, even higher, loftier, the one we mentioned. That is, what we've mentioned so far is the example of the tzaddik that is yilke. He's hit, malchus. He suffers for his generation. They deserve a much greater punishment, and Hashem is ready to destroy them. The tzaddik suffers and saves the generation. He, through his suffering, he atones and makes them in this world. It also helps for the another example of suffering, that's given to the pious, that's even greater. People are already complete.
Some Muslims are bigger problems for the Hasidim, huh?
What? Muslims are a bigger problem than Hasidim? Yeah.
Just kidding.
So they give it to the Hasidim, Hamishulamim kvar ba'atzim, that are already complete. Vehem la'azor l'sochlal gilgulean haga shegiu sof shua shleimus. And their suffering is to help bring the world to the end and to its shleimus, to its completion, to its perfection. Uperish ha'inyan, the explanation of this idea is according to the original order that Hashem has set for the world and for all of its gugulav, all of its course of events, one has to tolerate a little bit of suffering, in order that he reach perfection. This is a result of Hashem's right being given. And earlier in Hashem, the idea that Hashem hides himself, and to the degree that he hides himself, that's the degree to which things don't work properly in this world. This is something that Hashem has set as one of the fundamental components of existence of mankind. And more so because of the great degree of corruption that happened in the world as a result of the many sins that mankind has perpetrated, that has caused Hashem to have to hide himself more, and it's kind of corrupted the world in a greater way. Hinis Rabbi Yosef Hester Vanilla Matov, the Nimsa Olam Yosef B'Matov Shafal V'Ra. The world and its creation, and the creatures of the world, are in a lowly and natural. Right? Is the low point. And Hashem has this master plan, which has this ultimate plan of perfection that he wants the world to reach. One of the fundamental points, one of the foundations of these stages, a notion that man should receive punishment. They reach also, according to their evil, according to their wickedness, until the measure of justice can be appeased.
Your audio quality is deteriorating.
I'm sorry?
Your audio quality is deteriorating.
Oh, really? I'm sorry.
I wonder if, let me try something here.
Ruben, are you hearing me all right?
It's very, very poor quality. It's in and out.
Really?
It's hard to consistently hear what you're saying.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same question.
I just tried something. I have my computer with.
Okay, I'll continue now. V'ulam sider ha'adon baruch hu shashleimim v'chashuvim yuchlechakim ad chirim v'tarn. So the Mechal sees that the world as a whole has an end game. The point that Hashem a tikkun.
Yeah, it's starting to give problems again.
Okay, so the idea that Ramchal is saying is that really this is one of the big themes of the Derech HaShem that he continues to come back to, and this really is a big part of the Ramchal's work, Das Tzfunas, as well. In addition to the idea that Hashem judges every individual, there's also a big picture plan. There's an end game for the world as a whole, tikkun, perfection that Hashem wants the world to reach. And here Ramchal is teaching us that part of the process is that when there's sin, when there's corruption, when there's things that take the world off its track, the physical suffering and the punishments that happen in this world, they help to alleviate that corruption and set things back on course for that final stage of the world. Now the Chal tells us that it's not only the suffering of the tzaddik, and not only atone for individuals of his generation, but it also can keep the world on track, meaning it can correct whatever needs to be corrected to remove those elements of corruption and get the world back headed towards its ultimate stage. V'amnam kiven sheheim ba'atzmim shlim u'ru'uyim v'tov. So here's an interesting quote. Because these tzaddikim themselves, these chasidim, they themselves are complete and they deserve good. They're suffering only for the benefit of others. It's certain that a little bit of suffering for those individuals will die. The equivalent of a lot of suffering for the sinners themselves. A fascinating thought that there's like a sort of a calculation that Hashem is putting into play here, that because these Hasidim, these pious people, they're themselves are complete, and the suffering is really the others, this deserved thing. So a little bit accomplishes a lot. Whereas if we the wicked person himself suffer, he has a lot to make up for what he's done. No stuff, it benefits the host himself. Because to that, their zechus becomes very great, and their koach becomes very strong. That certainly gives them the ability to correct what others have disturbed. It's not enough that they're fixing on behalf of their generation. They have the ability to correct all types of corruption that has occurred at the beginning of the world until now. Certain that these individuals, they will be amongst the gathering of the complete ones, and they will be at the top, at the head, the leaders who are the closest to Hashem, because they played that critical role and they suffered on behalf of the rest of the world. Now he ends off here in number 9 in Tess. This is really completing this concept. Everything we've discussed until now has to do with justice. Let's explain a little bit more just based on the mitzius, on the, how would you say that in English? On the actual things. Behold, b'chatoyim misrabes hazuama u'misatzemes through sin, the zuama, the filth of the world is ceased and strengthened. The goremes laoro yisbar shmo yisaser vis alim helamal. Because the light of Hashem becomes hidden away more and more. Ukefi his morik hazumazos, to whatever degree this filth, if you will, be purged, and the world can be, the creation can be purified from it. To that same extent, Hashem's light becomes revealed, more and more revealed. It's these yisurim, these sufferings, that clean out this filth, whether in the specific or in the general sense. And through the suffering of these very important people, it is totally removed. And that brings the world closer and closer to shleimus, to perfection. So here, the Ramchal is adding a point that there's a system of reward and punishment that Hashem has set up. But in that, it's just the simple reality of the interface between the spiritual and the physical realm, and that man not doing what he's supposed to do, by mankind committing sin and not this, that adds to this zuhama, and it hides Hashem's light from the world, and it slows down the world reaching the state of completion that Hashem is intending. And the whatever suffering, hardships, etc., that wipes away this filth, that zuama, and then causes Hashem's light to be revealed. So in addition to the reward and punishment aspect, there's always the reality of the consequences of actions and how they impact the spiritual realm and the extent to which Hashem is revealed in this world. That's what he's adding here. Okay, let's move on to number 10. Yud, how it gets into a topic that we're curious about other than the beginning of Seder, and that's the topic of the Bulin, of a second chance, if you will, where the soul returns to this world. There is another root, another fundamental point about how Hashem runs this world. The divine wisdom has ordered to give us another saving grace, as we've mentioned. Sheneshama, one soul, multiple ways. That gives us the ability to correct in one of those times something that was corrupted, that was disturbed in previous complete unfinished business. The second goal, when the neshama comes back for the second time, it gives a person the ability to either fix something that was ongoing the first time around, or complete a job that was not completed. At the end of all the Gilgulim, the din shel asalavo, for the din of la'asalavo, of the world to come, the final judgment on that soul will be according to everything. No matter how many times it returned to this world, all the actions of all those different lives will be taken into account. Vine Afsher, it's very possible. It's possible a person will experience things in this world, things will come to a person in this world that are products of nothing that the person did in this one lifetime, but rather results of a previous life. The person will be satisfaction based on that. And according to the situation that he's placed in, that is the burden that's put upon him, as mentioned before. Like we learned earlier in this chapter, the Ramchal explained, everybody has a unique mission, and every individual put into this world with a unique situation because Hashem has a different mission for each individual. So now we're telling us that the situation we find ourselves in and the mission that we're charged with might really be a matter of unfinished business. It might be a result of a previous life. Hashem's judgment is very precise to every individual, according to it, with all of this, in every way. All the details of every person's situation. Hashem not put a person in the world to come, which is the world of true good, any degree of guilt which is not exactly the truth. Hashem is aware of every detail of our lives, and that's the way we are judged. The fact that whatever degree of guilt or whatever that Hashem finds is exactly precise. We're given something very precise in this world according to what we need, and according to that we are judged. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, continue. There's a lot of many different details that go into this concept of Gilgul. How a person is judged in that Gilgul, how Hashem calculates what to do with the previous Gilgul, such that everything out to be with the Mishpat Amiti, the true judgment, and straight. Because never on these matters we the Barak Hashem is perfect in his actions, for all the are beyond our ability to calculate all of these things. Hashem takes it all into account and sets everything up. Hashem's creations do not have the knowledge to be able to understand all of Hashem's thoughts and the depths of his Eitzah. We know this and we understand this like we understand everything else. One of the things that happens with man in this world is good. According to all the different rules and systems that are perfectly straight that Hashem has set up for the completion of this man. So as the Ramchal mentioned multiple times, our job, his goal with this particular chapter is to give us a sense of all the different factors that Hashem works with. But exactly how Hashem calculates all of it, that is far beyond our ability. Okay, we've got 2 more paragraphs here. Let's see if we can finish off this chapter. So we're up to number 11 right now. Okay. So now Ramchal is trying to wrap things up. What we find from a result of everything that we've explained, Sibos Shonos Umischalfos, the Mikri B'nei Adam Olamazeh. There are many different reasons for what happens to a person in this world. Im Lotovim Lamutav, whether for good or for bad. However, the point is not that everything that happens comes from all of these different causes, but rather the point is meaning they're not all at play simultaneously, but rather everything that happens to a person in the world are coming from one of these causes. The Chachma Yonah, this divine wisdom that knows and oversees everything constantly and knows what is appropriate for the area. Only he is able to balance and to weigh everything with his knowledge. And through that he guides the world in all of these details. Sometimes all these different causes will yield the exact same results constantly. You could have 2 different of these factors that we've discussed that oppose each other. For an example, here we go. After it's possible. It's it's very possible that according to the schos avos, according to a person's merit that he inherits from his ancestors, he as well. That's what would be appropriate. With the masa owning, but according to his own actions, what most appropriate for him is poverty. With the achiluka kloli, osher, or oni, what does that mean? Well, with the achiluka kloli, according to the general, I want to see how this translation goes. Translate that.
He's mixing all different ideas and all different causes in that come out at the same time and kind of overlap each other. So it might be difficult to pull out what's behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's some things that are making you rich, the same time some things are making you poor, and they kind of come in and work out at the same time.
Right. Exactly. You can also have his place in the general scheme, as we mentioned in the picture, might also have an influence that others should have of poverty. He could do one thing where he deserves a certain something good. No, I'm sorry, I skipped the line. And then he does something else, which there was an action that he's supposed to lose that thing. Hashem's divine wisdom, it's weighing everything, it's deciding according to what is best. And it set up for each individual different things, different things based on one of these different causes, and other things based on other causes. But what I can tell you, says is that no matter what's happening to the person, it's a result of one of these things we've discussed. It's somehow into one of the features, whether it's a reward, it's a punishment, it's something that was inherited, it's something from a previous Gilgal, it's something from a person's place in the big picture. It's one of the factors. The particulars, the details, it's impossible for any person to know all of that. We already know a lot. We already know a lot. We know rules that we have already mentioned. So that's kind of the Ramchal's disclaimer. He's not even going to attempt to get into the details of how to analyze any individual person's life and attribute one thing to one, the other to the other. What's important to know is the factors and the different elements that play into what determines a person, what happens to a person. Okay, number 12, good base. Everything that happens to a person can be divided into two different types. One is types of things that happen to a person that are an end, but they're an end in of itself.
And it means
That's the tachos, that's the purpose. What? Vasheni emtsaim. But the second one is means. It's
basically ends and means.
Yeah, exactly. Ends and means. Perfect. Perish. So what's the explanation of this? Tachlisiyim. What does that mean? The ends. Mikim shu nigzarim ala adam. Things that were decreed on the person. that are appropriate for him according to one of these clauses that we mentioned previously. The emtse'im, but they're also a means. These are things that happen to him. That through them he can achieve something else which is appropriate for him. I give thanks to you, Hashem, for you have shown your anger to me. Chazal, how do Chazal explain this? His cow's leg broke and it fell over, and as a result he found a treasure underneath it. That's more needed. So it looks like something bad, right? Cow's leg broke, but really it calls him to uncover something. So that would be usually that's an interesting example. So the cow's breaking, that's empty. That is not an end. That wasn't the purpose. That was just a means to find treasure. Or you can have it the other way around. Sometimes something will happen to a person to prevent him from getting something that he doesn't deserve. A person is held back, he will go on to a boat that he wanted to go on, and that ship was destined to sink. So Hashem is saving the person from that by bringing about a course of events that prevents him from getting on it. So these means it's possible for the person, these types of things that happen to a person are a means and not an end, for the person, for somebody else. Right? Hashem made something happen to me to prevent somebody else from boarding the ship. This Hashem's divine wisdom, according to how He has measured these matters to be befitting what reached the person, to share gam kinim sa'im shal yodam yegila. He's also measured the means by which they will reach the person. So much so that everything has been decreed, the tachlis hadiktok, with the ultimate scrutiny, precision, for what is the ultimate true good. That is how the Ramchal concludes. So this last point is fascinating. He's saying that the entire paragraph, the entire chapter has been dedicated to, what does a person deserve, either from their personal actions or from their role in the big picture of the world. Now he's also bringing in the factor of so many things happen to a person, that particular thing that happened wasn't the purpose. It was just the means by which to get to the purpose, or to prevent something, or to bring somebody else to that purpose. And that those things that happen to a person in their lives also have to be taken into account. And the point that he keeps on reiterating again and again and again is that every last detail of what happens to a person in their life is calculated by Hashem with extreme precision. Okay, Shekoyach.
Sure. So in other words, it would ruin some vast eternal plan if Tevye